Welcome to our novel, Sons of Power. Hit that like button and subscribe to our channel if you have not done so already.
Emperor Paul Alexander was discontented with his late grandfather's stance on Kitonga. The diplomatic fallout between both realms had left a bitter mark on the history of Roman Polynesia. Determined to restore the alliance, the husband of Lady Barbosa embarked on a unique approach. He contacted Governor Nampoko of the Cariades, whom he tasked with restoring the bridge with Clan Wabonga. The latter informed him about a disturbing discovery he recently made. Indeed, it was believed that Emperor Richard Mazembe died in battle in Kiwanda as he sought to oppose the Franco-Belgian front. However, the circumstances behind his death were somewhat disturbing. It is believed the son of Lord Kauri Alexandros and the Lady Nzinga was captured, tortured, and his body was buried in an unmarked grave. Furthermore, the emperor learned about the appalling fate suffered by the Kitonganese citizens, tortured, raped, and killed in great numbers, particularly in the expansive Kiwandan lands administered by Belgium. These revelations revolted him, stirring a desire to rectify this monumental error. Such inhumane depiction of Kitonga's fate further cemented the resolve of the young emperor Paul Alexander. My grandfather intended to make colonial powers pay for their deeds, in gunpowder and blood. At the time, Roman Polynesia held a significant military influence globally, especially following troubling events in Iberia. Moreover, rumors of an imminent attack by a European coalition on the Cariades had reached the imperial court in Constantinopolis. Thus, the emperor believed it prudent to strike first, aware that the British had their sights set on his Atlantic archipelago. King Ceasar of Sanya was tempted by the notion of reclaiming the lost empire from the colonizers, a dream he cherished since his birth. Therefore, the alliance between both dynasties was restored, and plans to attack strategic outposts were laid out. In order to demonstrate his long-term commitment to his peer, Lord Paul Alexander requested Princess Amina's hand in marriage for his son, the Crown Prince, who was then a teenage boy. Indeed, during their visit in the Cariades, my father was captivated by the beauty of the Kitonganese princess, a formidable warrior woman, an observation the emperor noted. Months later, war was declared, and the mighty Roman Polynesian Navy resumed hostilities with the British, ending nearly a century of peace. France and Belgium also joined the conflict, and rebellion spread throughout the former Kitonga realm as more people yearned for freedom. This war ignited the flames of independence across the continent, prompting many other colonies to follow suit. From 1893 to 1905, the clash between the powerful Roman Polynesian Empire and the European powers in Central Africa raged on, exacting an immeasurable toll on all sides. The intensity of the clashes led to the conflict being labeled World War Zero. What became evident was that the war machine built by the late Emperor Kauri Alexandros had withstood the test of time, raising concerns in the old continent. The most astonishing aspect of this war was the unwavering commitment to constructing a canal and sailing across the Atlantic Ocean to ensure the freedom of Kitonga, a mindset that bewildered European leaders of the time, as it made no financial sense, since their enemy had no intention to conquer the region. For Roman Polynesia, this endeavor transcended territorial expansion. It was driven by family and honor. Eventually, most of the modern Kitonga we know today was reconquered from the British, while the French and Belgians fiercely defended their hold on the provinces of Loango, Kanyonga, Mazembe, Nampoko, and Kiwanda. The ruthless pair of emperors adopted an eye-for-an-eye policy in their military campaign, enslaving and mutilating their prisoners, sending a terrifying warning to their foes. Emperor Paul Alexander, ever ruthless and dreadful, personally raided the Belgian colony of Leopoldville, imprisoning settlers in search for information regarding the whereabouts of the Emperor Mazembe's resting place. For weeks, he gave permission to his soldiers and native Kitonganese to repay decades of oppression as they pleased, and the nature of deeds perpetrated on their captives I sense I cannot share in this journal out of courtesy. This particular raid made European powers realize they needed to find a way to end the conflict before other similar payback events took shape in the continent. As the death toll soared, reaching 500,000, the conflict reached a stalemate. The European coalition realized it faced formidable adversaries and understood that further fighting would only result in more death. Furthermore, rebellion started to spread in the continent, and they had to make some concession to retain their influence in the region. Betting that the death toll also had a similar effect on the opposing side, they offered a ceasefire to find a way out of the conflict. On June 9, 1905, during a peace meeting in the Carriades, the French and Belgians pledged to withdraw from the region by 1960, returning the lands to the Kitonga crown. This meant that King Ceasar would not live to witness this historic day, but his son, the young Prince Bakumbu, would eventually become the monarch of the vast Kitonganese realm, just like his forefathers. Although nothing guaranteed that the Europeans would honor their word, the might of Roman Polynesia would serve as a powerful deterrent against any deviation. It was not the ideal outcome, but the main objective would be achieved, which is all that mattered to Kitonga and Roman Polynesia. The peace treaty was signed on October 3, 1905, and King Ceasar ascended to become Emperor Caesar Mazembe Makoso Wabonga of Kitonga. His wife, Empress Nzinga, belonged to the Sun tribe of Clan Wabonga. My grandfather documented her in his memoirs, describing her as a European blonde trapped in the body of a pure and fierce African warlord. He marveled at how descendants of Italian settlers who had traveled with Lord Tinariwen to Kitonga assimilated so well into these lands. Empress Nzinga was my maternal grandmother, the woman who gave birth to my eloquent and stunning mother, Lady Amina of Clan Wabonga.
In the next episode, Emperor Mahina rises to power in the tense context of world wars, striving to make his mark in the theater of global politics. Meanwhile, the Kitonganese political realm is once again tested, this time from within. We thank you for your support of our channel. Drop that like button and subscribe to follow the evolution of our story. Do not forget to enable the notification bell to be updated on our next episodes. Until next time, cheers!